So, a fair question. If I love the humanities so much, why earlier this year, as Dan said, did I resign from my permanent post at Cambridge? It's a question I've been asked hundreds of times. There are many problems I could set out. I won't in detail, you'll be pleased to know, especially about decline in rigour and in seriousness. But the most important point, which is really hard to summarise unless I have the time such as this, is that I felt that that lower substrate I mentioned had given way, that the very foundation on which the whole enterprise stood was collapsing. As a textual critic, I work on restoring the texts of classical literature. My job is to seek out where errors have occurred in the stages of copying a text and aiming to restore, as far as is possible, the author's original version. The obvious goal is to return as close as possible to the literature as it was written. But ultimately, why do we want to recover that? Is it to have more data about the classical world so that we can know more about how the ancients thought and acted? Or is it to be able to appreciate the work of literature on its own terms? Either way, the deeper answer needs to be acknowledged that through direct exposure to the works of other human intellects, we are enriched. Now, although my focus falls squarely on the humanities this evening, I won't restrict my remarks to those whose lives are spent in that field, because what I say, in my own mind at least, really does apply to everyone. So I'd like to make a few remarks, if you will allow me, about science and technology. Now, although I am a romantic about many things in life, I am no Luddite, no loather of tech. I am a realist and a pragmatist about the world in which we find ourselves, and I temper my scepticism of tech utopianism with that reality. But let us begin with science. That very term is a little misleading, since Latin scientia, which gives us the word, simply means knowledge. But modern science doesn't concern all that we know. It has been radically delimited to knowledge about the natural order of the universe in which we live, and what little knowledge of humans it tackles is limited to our biological, chemical, and neurological processes. Despite being avowedly universal and apparently all-encompassing, science is fundamentally narrow. Its realm is what can be quantified, measured, and tested. Science can only be concerned with what science can validate.